Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this webinar on content writing skills tonight. My name is Jatin Kelkar, and I am a training manager here at Wishup.
So much for joining
Before
this webinar on
I
my name is Jatin Kelkar and I am training manager here at the shop. So much for joining before I my name is Jatin Kelkar and I am training manager here at the shop. I my name is Jatin Kelkar.
start. Okay. So thank you so much for joining this webinar on content writing skills tonight. My name is Jatin Kelkar, and I am a training manager here at Wishup. So before I take you through today's topic, let me share a couple of things about my own journey and my experience as a content writer. So after my post graduation, I worked as a content writer and a marketing executive at an online recruitment portal. My responsibilities included writing uh, content for my company's blog posts. I wrote content in multiple languages, which catered to my company's target audience as well. I also wrote newsletters for them and assisted the marketing team with various email marketing campaigns. One of the things that we also did was come up with SMS campaigns. So I also drafted SMS. Back in those days, it was really popular. So I did that as well. And after joining Wishup, again, for one of my clients, I used to write blog posts for him. I used to maintain a content calendar for him so that he was aware of whatever content that I was creating. He was aware of whatever newsletters or blog posts or any social media, content copies that I was creating. Uh, and I had a lot of experience all of this while when it comes to content writing. I have also handled his Shopify store. So I used to write product descriptions there as well, and a lot of other, content writing related things. So one major difference that I can tell you from my personal experience back then and right now, the kind of options that you guys have, is that back then our content used to be completely original, and we used to take a lot of time to ideate, to put things together, because back then there was no assistance when it comes to ideation. There was no assistance when it comes to content creation. uh, but because we live in an AI driven world today, you have chat gpt, you have Gemini, you have Copilot. All of these platforms, they can generate ideas, they can share multiple ideas to you, and all you need to do is just give the right prompts, make your content more engaging, and then just go ahead and do your magic. So today, as I just said, we are really blessed with so many AI tools. uh, they can not only help us with the ideation process, but they can also help us with superb content. And with just the right combination of prompts and follow up commands that we can give to them, they can create some beautiful content for us. I really wish that I had this back then as well. So, without wasting any further time, let's just get into our today's session for content writing skills. I know that I've still not shared my screen. Please bear with me for some more time. Uh, I will talk more about content writing, what content writing is, and then I will go ahead and share my screen. Yeah. So please just bear with me. Uh, so let me quickly define content writing for you. Yeah. So content writing is creating and editing written content for the internet. It includes blog posts, it includes articles, it includes social media posts, website copy, and whatnot. So, what is common in all of these types of writing is the purpose, the intent with which you are writing the content, right? Uh, the whole purpose of any written content is that it needs to be consumed, right? And the writers or virtual assistants who create this content, they write that with a whole intention that it establishes or nurtures the connection between the brand and the target audience, right? So, regardless of whichever format you're writing your content in, a virtual assistant who is helping their client in, writing some content, uh, it is very critical for a virtual assistant to have a high quality content which represents and strengthens the brand's voice while attracting, engaging, and delighting the right audience. Right. So, simply put, uh, anyone who creates content, writes content, they are basically storytellers of their brand. They convey meaningful, helpful, and insightful messages to inspire and move an audience to take an action, and the action being your final sale. So, when you do it absolutely right, your content writing can convert readers into prospects and prospects into paying customers. As simple as that. So, you must consistently create helpful, engaging content for your business, right? Now, what I'll do is I will quickly share my screen with you guys. Uh, I hope my screen is visible. Yeah. So I've made like one small presentation, which will give you an idea of the kind of topics that I am covering today. We'll start with, of course, a very important thing when it comes to dealing with content writing, which is your prompts. So I'm not going to get into nitty-gritties of how content writing used to be earlier and how you can just do your content writing really easily with the help of AI. Everyone knows that you can manage your content writing very easily with the help of AI now. But the problem lies in the kind of prompts that you create, right? That is exactly something that I'm going to address today, which is how you should be creating effective prompts for your content writing related questions, right? So when you draft any prompt, there are six key components that you guys should have in your prompt. Ideally, what people do is that they give a very simple prompt, such as please write let's just say, a blog post article for me on benefits of yoga. Now, when you give a prompt just like that, it is not going to share a very detailed output to you. It may share with the generic content that it can generate and give it to you, but it will not be a great output, right? Then what will you do? You will ask follow up questions that please follow this tone, or please have this kind of target audience in mind. Now, to negate all of that, the best thing that you can do is put all of those things together and have one large prompt, which is exactly what I'm going to talk about. So, besides all the other use cases of ChatGPT, one of the most crucial use cases of ChatGPT is content writing. And when you want to give a generic prompt related to content writing, there are six key components that you should add in your prompts. Okay. Let's just see what those components are. Then I will share my screen and I will show it to you on ChatGPT how you can do that. Yeah. So, first thing that you have to include in your content writing is length of the output. So, your prompt, the first thing that you need to add is how many words you want your content to be generated. So, the output, let's just say if you say 500 words, it will generate a content worth 500 words. If you say 750 words, it will generate a content worth 750 words, right? So, ideally, what you can do, you can just Google ideal length for a blog post, and Google will tell you that about 350 to 500 words are enough for a certain blog post. If you ask Google what is the right number of words, or what is the ideal number of word limit for a newsletter email, Google will tell you that. So keep that number in mind and use that in your prompt. So that's the first element that you have to add in your prompt. The second element is what kind of content, what type of content you want to be, you want to generate through your prompt. So there could be multiple of these, that you can do. You could be writing a website copy. You could be writing a social media, let's just say a social media draft, like a caption or something like that. You can write a product description. You can write an article. You can have a blog post. All of these things. Yeah. So that will be the type of content. The third is product or service description. Now here your brand comes in. Whatever is it, that your brand has to offer, be it a certain product or be it a certain service, you can get that added in your prompt as well. So ChatGPT knows that they should be adding that description in their output as well, right? They should be talking about that in the output as well. The fourth point here is target audience description. It's important to write for ChatGPT what kind of target are you aiming at? Who do you think should look at this kind of content? Accordingly, ChatGPT can modify, its content. So remember to also add a target audience description. It could be something as simple as, let's just say, working mothers, to something, let's just say, people who are retired, or someone who is in the age group of 25 to 35. You can also give like age group, yeah, working professionals. All of these, they are target audience descriptions, right? The fifth point here that you have to add in your prompt is tone of voice. What does that mean? There are multiple ways in which you can have your output generated. It could be a friendly tone, it could be an informative tone, it could be a formal tone, it could be an instructional tone, it could be an argumentative tone, right? It could be funny, right? There are all of these tones that are available. ChatGPT can basis the kind of tone of voice you are requesting it to generate, right? Sixth point being call to action, which means what exactly do you want your ChatGPT output, to generate for you in terms of what do people should do after reading that content that you've given. Should they click on a certain link? Should they go and download a certain ebook, right? Should they go and click subscribe somewhere, right? So these are what we call as call to action buttons, or call to action, uh, call to action basically. And last but not the least, you also need to write a couple of key points that you want to be included in your output, right? So you can tell that, okay, while you're generating output, please remember not to miss out on so and so. Don't miss out on so and so, right? So that is the key point that it will keep in mind when it's generating the output. Now, all of this, it's very easy to, just keep it in mind, but it will make a lot of sense when I show it with an example as well. So let's move to the next slide. Now, here, the first draft that you can see, that's actually just, a basic prompt sample. But underneath it, I have actually given an example, a drafted prompt that can help you get a better output in your content writing. Yeah. So look at the first one. It says write a, and then I've mentioned that you will ask for the length, then you will ask for the type of content. Write a type of content about, again, then you will, ask for product or service. Then you will ask for what target audience are you asking for that output for, right? Using what kind of tone of voice, again. The call to action of this copy is to have a certain outcome. Just give me a second. Make sure to highlight, key points to make sure to highlight certain key points or key features to include. Now, after that, I've given like a detailed example. Write a 750 word long blog post for people who are looking to shift their eating habits, and for people who work odd shift hours using a friendly yet informative tone. The call to action of the copy is to have them download our free healthy meal plan, which will be added along with the blog post. Make sure to debunk some myths, also highlight the variety of benefits. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to share how, this one prompt that I've given here is different than a generic prompt that you may give. Yeah. So let me just share my chat GPT screen now. Let's just start with a new chat wherein you are telling, write a blog post about benefits of healthy eating. Yeah. When you do that and ask for a response, this is what chat GPT will generate, which is very good. It has a title, it has an introduction, it has, all of these points which are given, in a sequence, and it has a proper conclusion as well. Now, look at the difference when I ask it this. Okay. I'll just copy this whole thing and I'll ask chat GPT. Okay. Now I've given like a detailed prompt. Okay. Let's see how the output is. Look at that. So let's observe the change in both the outputs here. In the initial draft, you will find that it directly talks about enhanced physical. I'm sorry. It directly talks about enhanced physical health, increased energy levels, mental clarity and emotional well-being, weight management, radiant skin and hair, blah blah blah. But here, with our prompt, where we've talked about the target audience, where we've talked about the things that it should include, where we've talked about the tone of voice and everything, what is happening here is that it has started with like a question mark, which is a very engaging sign for any content. It has given some emphasis on the shift aspect that I added in my prompt, which was that this content is going to be for people who work odd shift hours, so they have touched upon that as well. Then I told that it should add some myths which it's debunking. Yeah. So it is doing that as well, right? And then the variety of benefits, it has done that as well, and a couple of other things. Now, interestingly, there's one more thing that I want to share here is that if you go to Gemini and if you copy the same prompt and ask Gemini to give you an output, even Gemini produces a beautiful result. So look at that. It has busted some myths for us. Why should we care about healthy eating? And if you guys remember, what was the call to action that I had mentioned there in my prompt? Look at the call to action. The call to action is for them to download our free healthy meal plan, which I may have, put across as like a PDF file. Uh, in order to download that, people will need to go there. They'll need to give their email address. They'll need to give their first name so that we can have them added in our email marketing campaigns list. Yeah. That's a smart move. Now you will see that here at the end of my email, it has added this for me. Download your free meal, healthy meal plan today and join us on a journey to fuel your body. So basically what I can do is that I can hyperlink that form, from where they can download that PDF file here and get that added as a blog. So this is one very interesting, use case of right prompting using ChatGPT, which I wanted to share with you. Please remember, content writing prompts, they require these 7 key components: length of the output, type of content, product or service description, target audience description, tone of voice, call to action, and some key points that you absolutely have to include in your output, right? So, what is it that I'm going to cover in the remaining session? I will give you some uh, very beautiful extensions that you can integrate with your chat GPT and get beautiful content writing generated out of chat GPT. Yeah. And I will be giving you some use cases as well. I will be presenting them before you, such as blog writing, uh, content calendar ideas, social media captions, hashtag generators. Yeah. So let's just go with them one by one. Now, what are those two extensions that I'm talking about here? The first one is called as AI PRM for ChatGPT. Now, if you write AI PRM for ChatGPT in your Google search, once you click on it, it will take you to this extension, which all you need to do is from the web store, once you come to extensions, you need to add it to your Chrome, right? And once you've added, your chat GPT will look something like this. Otherwise, it will be completely blank here, blank and bland. Yeah. So what happens when you add AI PRM is, if you notice, it has a couple of pre-created prompts generated for you. Yeah. So if you notice, uh, there's one field here which is called as copywriting, which has multiple prompts related to content writing added right there. So anyway, you don't really have to worry about a lot of things now. All you need to do is select the relevant prompt related to your use case. If you notice YouTube script creator, then you have one click blog post. Yeah. Then you have blog post title generator. Then you have written SEO article, 100% human content score, keyword rich content. All of these are given right before you. You can use any of them, whichever is relevant. Short story generator, right? Let's just try one of these. Blog post title generator. If I click on it, you will notice that in my prompt window, this will be selected and it will be there. Yeah. Blog post title generator by AI PRM. Then I can select which language I want my output in, what tone do I want. Now here by default, you will have the default tone or the emotional tone, and writing skill, it will be default or poetic. You will need to upgrade your AI PRM to have more and more tones out of it. But otherwise, this is the basic version. Now I want it to generate, let's just say 10 titles. It's asking me to enter the keywords I want to, that I want to have the titles for. So I can say, let's just say, benefits of yoga. Uh, and if I just write that, look at that. It has generated titles. If you would just write benefits of yoga as a regular prompt, what will happen? You will get a detailed answer, which is about different benefits of yoga, what does it do for your health and everything. But because I selected a specific prompt called as, that I wanted just the blog post titles. So what it did is that it just gave me these titles. Now, as a content writer, myself, uh, one of the things that I always had to struggle with was to find appropriate titles, was to find, relevant titles for my content, right? So this is just taking, all of that time that I spent, in just thinking about what kind of title I should write. And this is just creating it, in just a click of a button. It's as simple as that. So you can just copy one of these titles and then have them used for your content. Yeah. Uh, so this is the first extension that I was talking about, which is called as AI PRM. The second one and the most important one, which I want to talk about, is called keywords everywhere. Yeah. So keywords everywhere is a separate content writing extension. So if you click on it by just going to Google, it will ask you to install for Chrome. Please do that. And then what will happen is, if you notice, it will be added on your chat GPT with this symbol called as K. Now, if you click on the templates, you will find that it opens up these three fields here. If you click on one, if you click on category, you will notice that it's all about content writing, copywriting, SEO, social media. So this is just, sort of, what do you say? You're narrowing it down even further from what AI PRM was offering, right? AI PRM was, extensive. It covered a lot of areas, whereas keywords everywhere, it's specifically related to content writing, SEO, those kind of skills. Yeah. So if you select copywriting, if you select subcategory, there's blog writing, there's book writing, content writing, course writing, email writing, landing pages. So let's just say if you select content writing, if you go to templates, look at that. Content titles generator, content brief generator, monthly content generator, FAQ generator. Yeah. Now let's go back to our presentation and see, the kind of examples that I'm covering in today's session. Of course, once you install this extension, you can play with everything that it has to offer. And I'm telling you, it will give you very good output. Yeah. So the first one here is blog writing, and I'm going to show you how you can generate very good blog post titles. So if you go to copywriting, go for blog writing here, and here you can select generate blog post titles. Now, once you do that, it will ask for a couple of questions. So first thing is, which language do you want the content to be generated in? What kind of voice tone do you want to have? So here I can select that have a cheerful voice tone. What kind of creative style, what kind of writing style do you want in your blog post titles? It could be creative, it could be expository, it could be informative, journalistic, metaphorical, persuasive, poetic, satirical, technical, yeah, all of these. Let me just go ahead and select informative. Yeah. Now, the topic, let's just go ahead with the same topic that we had, benefits of yoga in everyday life. Yeah. So if I do this, the last thing that it's asking me for is how many titles do I need. If I select 5, it will generate 5 titles. If I select 10, it will generate 10 titles. Now, the beauty of this whole thing, you guys won't realize, is that it's editing its prompt here with everything that I've updated here. So you don't need to think about the prompt. If you are someone who always struggles with the right prompt, this is what you should look for. Yeah, your prompt will automatically be created with the help of this extension, which you can see. It says, please ignore all the previous instructions. You're an expert copywriter who writes catchy titles for blog posts. You have a cheerful tone of voice. You have an informative writing style. Write 5 catchy blog post titles with a hook for the topic, benefits of yoga in everyday life. The title should be written in the English language. The title should be less than 60 characters. The title should include the words from the topic, benefits of yoga in everyday life. Do not use single quotes, double quotes, or any other enclosing characters. Do not self reference. Do not explain what you're doing. So it's also telling it what not to do. Now, after everything is done, what you can do is click on execute template. What will happen is that this screen will go off and you will have your chat GPT providing answers for you. You will notice that this is now your prompt and it has generated 5 titles for you. Yeah. Everyday bliss, yoga's life enhancing benefits, yoga magic transforming everyday life, elevate your day, yoga's everyday benefits, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So this is how, interesting it is to use such an extension and generate our, blog post title. The second use case that I want to share with you is generating blog post outline. So I'll tell you what an outline can do for you. When you generate a certain outline, it can help you further that outline by writing your actual content, right? So when you have an outline, you basically have an idea, you basically have a framework of what you're going to write about. Earlier, we didn't have anything called as outline or anything. We used to just write our content the way it appeared to us. But now, with the help of outline, you can actually generate the content, right? So here, what we'll do is again go to templates. Now, instead of blog post titles, we'll go and click on generate blog post outline. Yeah. Again, let's keep it cheerful. Let's keep it informative. Instead of cheerful, I think we can have funny. So here I will write again benefits of yoga in everyday life. Total headings 20 is too much, right? What is headings? Your regular headings that you have, which are further elaborated. 20, I'm sure you can understand, are way too much. So let's just reduce it to 7. Yeah. And click on execute template. Now you will notice that our prompt is here and it is generating the outline for us. Yeah. So this is the introduction wherein we'll talk about, just welcome to the Zen mode, exploring the benefits of yoga in life. Now it has given us points that we can further elaborate. Physical perks of yoga, flexibility, strength, mental perks of yoga, right? Stress busting, mindfulness, health and healing. It can help you with your breathing techniques. It can help your heart, right? Everyday applications, yoga at work, yoga at daily life. So it has covered a lot of things in just one outline. Now, with the help of this outline, let's also generate a proper article or a proper blog post. Why not? Yeah, we already have the outline now, which is exactly our next use case, which is generating complete blog posts from the topic or from the outline. Now we have the outline, so let's just ask ChatGPT to elaborate it further. What we'll do is, if you notice, there's a next option called as generate complete blog post from outline. Once you click on it, let's just have it funny. Let's just make it, uh, you know, uh, technical or conversational. No, let's just make it descriptive. Yeah. Now here, I will post my outline. Correct. You will notice that I've pasted the entire outline that I had got. Now here, you will notice that the entire prompt has gotten really big. So I'll click on execute template and you will notice that it's now providing me a detailed blog post just with the outline that I had given. Look at that. It has also given me headings. It has also given me, like a paragraph for every single heading that I had mentioned. It's just so perfect. Like, why would you want to change that? So you have this as well. Look at that. This is where, uh, continue generating. I was wondering why is it ending on 24/7? Now you'll realize that this is too long of a blog post. So what you can do is that you can give another prompt that please reduce the number of words from these many to that many. Yeah. Okay. There's one more interesting use case of this. You know, I think, yeah. I'm sorry, I had to zoom out for that, but you will find that once you add keywords everywhere as an extension, once you zoom out, you will find that there are certain options. If you cannot read them, let me read it out for you. It says clarify, it says exemplify, expand, explain, rewrite, shorten, and tweetify. So if this is, a bit too much of a content for me, what will I do? I will click on shorten. Now, once I click on shorten, look at that. Let me zoom in again. Now this has shortened it a bit too much. So you can adjust the your content accordingly and write an effective blog post. Okay. The next use case that I want to share is monthly content calendar ideas. What is this all about? As I had mentioned, for one of my clients, I was maintaining a content calendar, which used to help me to keep myself on track with regards to what all things I'm drafting for him and everything. Uh, so with this extension, you can also have ideas generated very easily. So if you go to content writing, you have monthly content calendar here as well. So if you say that I have my output in English, I want it to be conversational, I want the writing style to be informative, and topic could be virtual assistants and how beneficial they are for entrepreneurs. Yeah. I want at least 3 articles per week and I want them for 2 months. Yeah. How many is that? Uh, 12 in 1 month, which is 24. So if you click on execute template, you will find that it's now generating ideas for your content calendar. Look at that. It has written date and it has written blog post title for me. So I can go ahead and create a blog post basis this title. Yeah. Now you already know how to expand from title to outline, from outline to an entire blog post, right? So you don't need to, dig around further. You don't need to find what your competitor is doing. What is he putting out there on his blog posts? I mean, that's a good practice to follow, of course. Back then, I used to do that a lot because that was one of our ways to generate ideas, to think of out of the box ideas. But here you're getting everything, right? So these are all the topics that it has given to me, right? What is interesting here is that even Gemini creates some really good uh, content calendar ideas. So if you go to Gemini, if you give your prompt, just look at how detailed their ideas are as well. Look at that. Now, not only that, it has also, given like a long tail keyword wherein it is telling us what does that, what can that blog post include? Virtual assistant for overwhelmed entrepreneur, TED Talks hiring virtual assistants, virtual assistant benefits for small businesses, hiring the perfect virtual assistant, right? So, it's just perfect. So even Gemini is very good for this use case, right? So please explore this further. Next one is social media captions for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, which is now called as X. Now, when it comes to virtual assistants, guys, remember it's always advice that your client gives these bios to you, gives these captions to you, and then you can just go ahead and schedule them, right? Uh, However, just so that you know how can you create such effective captions, there's a way through this extension. And of course, you can use regular ChatGPT as well if you remember the prompt, uh, the key elements that I had shared a while ago. So if you select social media here, if you select, let's just say Instagram, I'm not going to be doing all the social media platforms because it will just take a lot of time. If you select templates, let's just go for generate Instagram caption. Yeah. So here again, select your language, select the kind of tone you're going for. Let's just go for funny. An informative style could be uh, informative. Yeah, I'm sorry. Writing style could be informative. So here I'll add topic as, let's just say, coffee and wait, coffee or tea, which is better for you. So if I write this, let's just say I want to talk about this. You've given your, uh, prompt. Look at that. You will have a caption generator for Instagram with emojis. Coffee or tea, the ultimate battle of the brews. But which one reigns supreme in the realm of health? Join me as we spill the tea and coffee on their benefits and drawbacks. From antioxidants to caffeine kicks, let's uncover the truth behind these beloved beverages. Right? Very beautiful, very engaging caption. So remember to use, such kind of uh, tools to generate your captions as well. Not only does it do it for Instagram, it also does it for Facebook, it does it for LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, all of these platforms. Yeah. Let's speak about hashtag generators. You can also do that. You have Instagram hashtag generator. Yeah. So personally, what I do is that I myself post some singing videos on my Instagram, and I want to add some relevant hashtags so that people can, uh, you know, uh, watch my video through those hashtags as well, uh, and they can be redirected to my videos through those hashtags as well. Now what I can do here is I can tell that I am singing uh, an Arijit Singh song called Channa Meria, which is a popular Hindi song about uh, one-sided love. Okay, just random something. Now, if you write this as your post and if you click on execute template, what will it do is that it will, let's just see for ourselves. Look at that. So it has given us some uh, hashtags that we can write. Look at that. Sing along Sunday, Arijit Magic, Channa Meria vibes, one sided love, Hindi melodies, Bollywood beats, heartbreak hits. Yeah. So yeah, try this as well. Very interesting use case. The next one is responding to social media, and by far this is my personal favorite. Uh, I'm sure when you talk about responding to your clients, uh, your client's social media queries that he gets on his social media platforms, your client will provide you with templated responses that you can use, right? Such as, thank you for commenting. We would really love to hear from you about how you like the product or something like that. So whoever is giving a certain comment, you need to read the comment and write your response accordingly. But you will have your templates. But we live in a society, we live at a time where people can be mean, where people can be really rude, right? And they can give some very derogatory comments on certain posts. I'm not saying that you will probably have such kind of comments that can come your way, but there's a very beautiful way to shut these down. I'll show you how. So look at that. There's another template called as respond to Instagram comments. Now, my language is English. My voice tone is, let's just make it more uh, humorous, and let's just make it argumentative. No, I think argumentative will be very. Uh, okay, let's just try that. Uh, if someone is writing a mean comment, I'm bored with this reel, go home. If someone writes something like that, now you also have a AI generated response. Look at that. Hey there, bored, huh? Well, lucky for you, home is where the snacks are. So grab a treat and stick around for more entertaining content. Who knows? Maybe we'll even bust out some dance moves next time. So this is one. If you select the funny one, it can create some even more beautiful responses. So use that as well. It is a delight, I'm telling you, to use that one specific template. If you get like really mean with your prompts, it will come up with like really mean response. So let's just, I cannot wait but show you the funny one. Let's just see how it looks like. Oh no, boredom strikes. But hey, we are here to entertain you, not bore you to tears. Stick around and let's turn that frown upside down together. who knows, you might just find something that tickles your funny bone. So yeah, there are some like really good responses. Sometimes they can be really sarcastic. So yes. Text translators, I'm sure you know that ChatGPT can by default do that. So it also has options to translate text. So all you can do is productivity, translation, uh, expert language translator. Now here, this is where you're telling ChatGPT that you want the text to be translated into, let's just say Hindi or French. Let's just say you want your text to translate into French. You can make it default, and then just write something in English, which is, hello there, how are you? My name is Jatin. I work at Wishup. So if I write this, if I click on execute template, I will have the translation given to me. Simplified text translation, expert translation. So this would be like common spoken French. This is like the elite version of French. Yeah. And last but not the least, marketing emails. One more thing that people, really scared, or they just don't know how to write such. Another template for you is right here. So if you go to copywriting, if you go to email writing, under templates you have marketing email generator. You can select what voice you want. Let's just go for cheerful. You can select what style do you want. Let's just go for informative. Let's just write something about product or service. Wishup provides virtual assistant services to entrepreneurs to help them with their everyday tasks and reduce the workload of their shoulder. Yeah. Keyword could be virtual assistant. Another one could be economical uh, online business manager. Trained assistant. You want all of these keywords to be added in your email marketing content. Now it's asking how many subject lines should it generate. You can say, let's just generate 4 of them. You can pick one. Should it use emojis? If you say text and emojis, it will include text and emojis. If you just say text, it will just have text. So if you select text and emojis, let's just zoom out a little because we are not able to see that button. Now, you have your prompt ready. Just go ahead and click on execute template. Look at that. And you have your marketing email ready. Yeah. Uh, so I think these were all the use cases that I wanted to cover. But there are certain things that I want to still share with you. Please don't consider ChatGPT as a foolproof, mode for your content writing. You cannot just blindly copy everything from ChatGPT, put it in your email, and then just send it away. Because your content, whatever is it that you are writing, it has to be 100% original. Now, how can you ensure that the content that you are writing is 100% original? Is by checking how plagiarized it is, right? So for that, you will go to, very easy, Google search for plagiarism tools. You will have like plagiarism detector. There's small SEO tools. There is uh, all of these. So just go for plagiarism checker free. You will find all of these plagiarism checking platforms. You can paste your content, see how much of it is plagiarized. If you see any certain words or paragraphs that are plagiarized, please get them corrected and then use it as your work. Yeah. There's one more thing that I've noticed people do is that they copy the content from here and they just directly put it in their Gmail and send it away. That's not how you're supposed to do. Why? Because in your emails, you will have certain merge tags, right? Which you need to fill information in. Also, when you just paste content from ChatGPT into your email just like that, it will look oddly formatted, right? So what you need to do in your email itself, you will find an option to clear the formatting. Yeah. If you do not know, a simple Google search, will help you. So remember to do that, and it will just help you format it properly after all the formatting is cleared. Yeah. Uh, so yes, use ChatGPT, use all of these beautiful AI features for content writing as well, and it can just elevate your content writing experience. Because from personal experience, I can share that I used to spend a lot of time in ideation, going through multiple websites, going through multiple blog posts, articles to just find some good ideas and then write them. It used to take very easily 1 to 2 weeks to write good blog posts, to write good articles. Why? Because it included that much amount of research. It included that much amount of dedication and perseverance with which I was writing my content, right? But now everything is just so simplified with the help of all of these AI platforms that you can literally write everything very quickly. So last words for the day is use these two beautiful extensions called AI PRM and keywords everywhere. Yeah. I'll stop sharing my screen now and we'll take up some questions from the audience if they have any. So, yes, let me know if my screen is off now. Okay. Now, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I hope you liked, uh, the webinar. I hope that you found it informative. Uh, Someone is asking, is keywords everywhere free? Yes. For these basic things that you have keywords everywhere free as a free extension. So please explore it further. I had a question, but you already answered it. Can we blindly trust the content provided by ChatGPT? No. You cannot blindly trust the content provided by ChatGPT, and not just for this. Even for research purposes, you should not blindly trust the content that is provided by ChatGPT because the basic version it doesn't have content which is updated to the date, right? So whatever it generates, please cross check. Please use your own research skills to see the validity of that information provided to you. Working in a client service environment, is it all right to complete all our work with AI assistance for writing content? That's a very good question. Although not all of your things can be done by AI for content writing purposes, there are multiple things that you can still do, like writing all of these captions, then these emails and everything. If you genuinely don't want to spend that much time, give the right detailed prompts. It will give you a very good output, but it is your responsibility to cross check. It is your responsibility to proofread, to make it error free, to change a couple of words here and there, to ensure that there's no plagiarism, and then you're good to go. Can we use this for research articles? I don't really think that you can use keywords everywhere for research articles if that is what you're trying to ask, because it's specifically for content writing. I would say you can use AI PRM for research articles, uh, and you can use like your regular chat GPT. But my suggestion would be to use Gemini and Copilot for research articles because that will be more uh, relevant, right? Kanika is asking, can we get good output with simple prompts also? So initially, when if you remember the example, initially when I asked just, that I want to have a blog post written on benefits of healthy eating, yeah, it gave me an article, but it's not what I was looking for, right? So a simple prompt will generate an article for you, but it will not be exactly what you're looking for. So you have to incorporate the 7 key elements that I asked you for uh, in order to create a perfect prompt. And then you will be able to get a good output, which is curtailed to, or which is, like made for you. Yeah. Shweta is asking, can you simplify SEO for us? Uh, Also, will AI output work well with SEO? Yes. It is actually tested that AI articles work well with SEO if you know what SEO is all about, if you know keywords properly and everything. So let me just dumb down SEO for you. SEO basically means search engine optimization. All of us know that. It's a way to improve your website's visibility on search engines like Google or Yahoo. So when someone searches for something online, they type in the keywords like how we do when we are buying something. Uh, and then SEO, it helps your website show up higher in those search results, right? Uh, I'll give you, a slight, one example as well. Imagine that you have a website which sells handmade jewelry, yeah, and you want people who are searching for handmade jewelry to find your website easily, correct? Because that's what you're aiming for. So what you do is that you use certain SEO techniques to optimize your site. What can that include? It can include writing proper keywords. So you need to do a research, think from the customer's perspective. What will they write when they are looking on Google for something, like a handmade jewelry? So it could be something like handmade necklace, unique earrings, right? Then you need to write those words on your blog posts. You need to add them on your websites pages. You can have them in your page title or your headings or your product descriptions, right? So this helps the search engine like Google understand what your site is all about, right? And then you can create quality content using your blog posts. uh, and again, there you add these keywords, right? So this not only provides value to your visitors, but it also gives the search engine more content to index. Last but not the least, I know I'm running out of time, but just bear with me for 5 more minutes. Uh, One more important element of SEO is backlinks, right? So what is a backlink? You basically reach out to websites or blogs which are in the similar niche and ask them to link back to your site. So these incoming links, they act as vote of confidence, yeah. And then that can improve your site's authority, it can improve your site's authenticity, and thereby it can improve your search rankings as well, yeah. So all of this is basically what SEO is. When we are working for the client, can we also inform the client that we are using AI for content writing? Absolutely. You can tell your client that you're using AI for content writing because they are likely to promote use of that because they want faster output, right? So they will, check this with you as well. Uh, but yes, you can proactively inform that you're taking assistance from AI, but your content is not entirely AI generated. Why? Because you're doing your plagiarism check, you're changing a couple of words, putting some content here and there. Yeah. Uh, I think that should be it for today. We are already crossed our time. Uh, Make sure that if you love today's webinar, please like and share this video with your friends and family. I had a lovely time doing this webinar with you guys, and I hope that you got to learn something new, got to learn something interesting. So please stay tuned. Tomorrow we have another topic, which is Zapier, where we'll talk about automation and how you can use this wonderful tool Zapier for setting up multiple automations. So stay tuned. We have another webinar coming up for you guys tomorrow, and have a great day. Thank you.